Am I speaking to right now?
Cameron.
My name is
Cameron.
Cam Buford.
Hey, it's Peter Rosenberg. I'm hanging on my man Cameron Buford.
You got some good questions today.
I'm a Dolphin fan.
There's always room for improvement. I'm more a fan of boxing. Boxing is my main sport.
All we want to see every year are the best two mothers getting in the ring and getting on.
I got some of this for you.
Goodness. For me?
Yeah, just for you.
Think about it like this: the promoter pays the fighter, the fighter pays the manager.
Okay.
So the manager works for the fighter, and the fighter works for the promoter.
Okay. So you are lifting weights currently?
When he said it's easier to score in the NBA versus Europe, did you agree with them?
To me, it's easy to score all over the world.
Can I finish? Do you want me to speak or do you want to conduct the interview and answer for me? Which one? What do you think about this upcoming? Okay. Like I was saying before.
Aaron, what has the game of baseball taught you?
One of the biggest things is being humble.
Can you give a message to the kids to kind of persevere through the false teachings they may be giving?
Patience.
Okay.
Patience.
As the show Voice of the Fans
Oh my goodness
continues
gracious.
to evolve,
Come on, you were adding some spice to it.
it is strictly banter back and forth between myself and Cameron Buford.
I enjoy all of it.
The real ones know what's going on, right? Never mind.
Go watch the tape. Go watch the tape, and then you tell me if it was all about just a system.
You look like a buffoon.
Go do your research. Go do your study.
I'm not caught up to you guys yet. I do
I'm real surprised at that, Ken.
Hey, come here. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, this guy. That's what's good in sports, man. It's the big Snoop Dogg, man.
That's what's good in sport.
Thank you for making our voice your choice.
If you haven't told your girlfriend about the show, tell her about the show. If you haven't told your boyfriend about the show, tell him about the show. If you haven't told your cousin, your uncle, your grandfather about the show, let everybody know about the Voice of the Fans podcast.
Hey, man, thanks for making our voice your choice. You know how we do. Yeah.
What's good, fam? Thank you guys for tuning in to the Voice of the Fans podcast. This is your man, Cam. One day after Labor Day, November 12th, 2025, week 358 of the Voice of the Fans podcast. For those who know, you know. Thank you guys for sticking around so long. Appreciate you. We're going to talk NFL this week. We're going to talk NBA basketball. I might even get into some fantasy football discussion. We're going to obviously talk, but we're going to talk boxing as well. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. We appreciate you. We got some new listeners in to tap you guys into. Not only are we broadcasting live via StreamYard on YouTube, we're also broadcasting live via StreamYard on HMB Media TV on YouTube. So shout out to both the Voice of the Fans and HMB Media. Shout out to you guys over there doing your good things and giving you guys all kind of basketball content on the continuum. We are also broadcasting live on Culture Flicks TV, Northwest brand up here in the Northwest. So make sure you get that app, Culture Flicks app. You can find it on Roku. You can find it in your App Store or Google Play. You got a lot of Northwest content. You got a lot of old school movies going to be aired on there. So make sure you check out Culture Flicks, the app. You can find them on the website as well, but you can download the app and carry it with you wherever you go. Download Culture Flicks on Google Play or download Culture Flicks in the App Store. You can find us there weekly as well. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. Shout out to the guys at Culture Flicks for putting us on and giving you guys more, just spreading out the content. Allow you guys to see it everywhere now. Appreciate you guys. We got a lot to get into, man. It's been a weird week, but why? Should we start with, you guys want to start with video games or season-ending surgery? Which one you want to start? What do you want to start with the results of last week? I'm going to start with the season-ending surgery. Unfortunately, most of you guys have heard that Travis Hunter season is over because he just had season-ending surgery. How would you guys grade Travis Hunter's season? How would you grade him? I have to give him an incomplete. Like, I don't think you can give him a fair grade because the season is halfway over. He didn't make it halfway through the season. I do expect them guys going to have to narrow down. Is he going to be a cornerback? Is he going to be a receiver? I mean, he just can't be great at both. And NFL is among a bunch of great players. So I think they're going to have to pick a solution. Either make him a good to great cornerback or make him a good to great receiver. I don't think he can do both moving forward, or that's just going to shorten his career. However long he tries to continue this. I think time is counting down until we see his college teammate get some action. The Cleveland Browns is just the season's it's week 11, so we're more than halfway past the season. It's going to be about time that the Cleveland Browns need to see what they got in Shedeur Sanders. Is he a starting quarterback in the NFL? Is he a backup quarterback in the NFL? No one knows because we haven't seen him. We need to see him in the NFL. They tried to get Dylan Gabriel experiment. I'm not sure. Maybe you guys can update me because I'm not sure that's going so swimmingly. And it's time to see what Shedeur Sanders could do. I thought he'd be playing by week 6. We're a couple weeks off my projection, but the time is coming for where we're gonna have to see Shedeur on the field. Whether he plays, whether he starts and is a NFL starting quarterback, or he's a backup. We're gonna have to see what he is, and the Cleveland Browns need to know. Shedeur all the way. Again, it's about that time we see what we got in Shedeur. What's up with you guys, boy? AJ Brown. He was on the live stream playing Madden football and tells all fantasy GMs to get rid of him. Well, I didn't have to wait for your advice, AJ Brown. I didn't get rid of him a couple weeks ago. Actually put a deal. I traded AJ Brown because I was frustrated as heck with him sitting on my bench. I traded him and Jamison Williams from the Detroit Lions for Rashid Rice, and I think a player who was Rashid Rice is who I wanted, and the player I got back was they were on injury reserve, so I traded them already. I didn't have to wait for your advice. And I would say any fantasy owners that have him, trade him too, because he's just too freaking inconsistent. Or not him particularly, but his numbers are inconsistent. Philadelphia, I'm going to talk about them. Philadelphia, they do just enough to win. And winning a Super Bowl championship gives them the confidence that they can just maintain where they are and do just enough to win. That's what we're seeing from the Eagles. That's what we're seeing from the quarterback who's just risk averse. He just doesn't want to put the ball in harm's way, which is fair, but he's not going to ever throw for well, I can't say not ever, but he's not going to have 2 400-yard passing games back to back. He's not going to be breaking those type of records because he just doesn't put the ball in the air enough. He doesn't take those type of chances, which is a good thing if you want to play conservative football. They have a good defense. They have a good running back. It's just receivers just aren't going to do a whole heck of a lot. Devontae Smith, if you're cool, we're running up and down the field, getting a bunch of cardio and getting thrown to 7 times a game. We don't hear any complaints from him. But AJ Brown is a guy who goes on some Twitch format and just says, go ahead and get rid of him. And the Eagles, I mean, obviously it's too late. It's too far past the trade deadline. So you don't want to say stuck with this Pro Bowl, all-pro type receiver, but they're just going to have to wear it out. Heck, why not just go to him early? Throw him a quick slant early in the game. Throw him on the second play of the game. Go to him early. Just use him. And I think that's what his frustration is, that they don't use him. And that's just because the quarterback is just risk averse. He doesn't want to take chances. But I thought that was hysterical. Looking back at the week last week, let's go through the results. The Broncos I'm sorry, sis. I gave you bad advice. I told as far as fantasy football goes, I told my sister to start Bo Nix over Matthew Stafford. What a bungle that was. Luckily, she won in spite of my advice. But Bo Nix, come on, man. You can't put up 10 points against the Raiders. That was pretty embarrassing, Bo. They did get a key drive late, but 150 yards versus the Raiders when the defenses keep giving you sacks and keep giving you the ball back. Bo, that was a disappointing effort from you. And the Raiders are putrid. Like, it has the game pass Pete Carroll by? Has the game passed him by? Is Geno Smith that bad? Geno Smith, I was a fan of Geno Smith playing for the Seahawks. Geno Smith, that looks actually horrible playing for the Raiders. And then Ashton Genty Bus might be taking it too far at this point of his career, but this season has been disappointing. Who else expected more from Genty this season? I assure you Pete Carroll did. 3.8 yards a carry, 4 touchdowns, and we're in week 11. That Genty, I'm not pleased by that production. And don't give me the offensive line stuff. We've seen rookie running backs perform behind worse offensive lines. Okay, if you're special, you're special, and I just hadn't seen special from this dude. We had the Colts and the Falcons. I woke up for the game, but then I fell asleep for the game. Yeah, I agree with you. Shador, it's time to see Shador all the way. The Colts and the Falcons, again, I woke up for this game and kind of fell asleep for this game, but the Falcons came back and put it into overtime, and Jonathan Taylor, another 3-touchdown game. I think this is 3 this season. Like, not many backs have had three touchdown games in a season. Daniel Jones is just doing just enough to get the offense by, but it was certainly Jonathan Taylor with the walk-off touchdown. Is he the MVP? I mean, I'm going to do a poll here in the next coming weeks because we're more than halfway done with the season, and so we should be calling out MVP performances. And he's certainly having MVP performances. A lot of people want to give it to the quarterback. Well, what quarterback is having a standout season like this guy, Jonathan Taylor? Not many. I can assure you that. So we'll talk about it later, but a good win for the Colts, and the Colts keep winning. Regardless of who they played, regardless of how it's looked, 31-25 game in Berlin, good win. That's a long flight home, and you want to have a win under your belt versus an L under your belt. So kudos to the Colts for continuing to win. The Dolphins smacked around the Buffalo Bills. Not that it meant much, but they smacked around the Buffalo Bills, who probably spent a little time came to Miami early and spent a little time out on South Beach that night or Saturday night, and woke up and were ambushed by the Dolphins. The Dolphins, who put up 14 unanswered points, and Tua and Devon A. Chains. I mean, they're not by no means are they in the AFC race, in the AFC East race, okay? But they had a good win against the Buffalo Bills, who should really be ashamed of themselves. You beat the Chiefs the other day, and maybe you guys went down there to kind of party and celebrate, but you got to still handle your business and beat the Miami Dolphins. You got to just smack them early, and then you guys can rest the rest of the game. They end up losing, allowing Tua and A-Chain to do damage. Buffalo Bills, you showed me with that loss that you're not focused on being NFL champions because you just can't lose to Miami like that. Surprise, surprise, surprise. I hate to say this, and it was kind of ducking and hiding and not hoping I didn't have to mention this, but the New England Patriots are back, fellas. All right. The New England Patriots are back. They beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Rookie Travion Henderson scored 2 touchdowns. And then the go-ahead touchdown was the final one, but he scored 2 touchdowns. Drake made 2 touchdown passes. The Patriots defense had 5 sacks. The Patriots, Drake May looks good. Travion Henderson looks good. They don't have a stud wide receiver. Well, they got Stephon Diggs to kind of help these guys through the troubles. He'll be there for a couple of years as he seems to wear out his welcome in certain places he goes. But Stephon Diggs right now can kind of guide these guys and tell them what playoff football is all about, because they're going to get to the playoffs. How can they they're gonna be in the playoffs, but I don't know how they're gonna perform because they're young. So we'll see. We should see how the Patriots perform, but they will get into the playoffs because right now they're 8-2, I believe, and so they're doing a bang up job. The Bears overcame the Giants this past week. Caleb Williams had a couple of touchdowns and kind of showed his promise. Rookie Rome Odunze finally scored a touchdown, his first one all season, 7 receptions, 98 yards. And Caleb Williams had a couple key runs, one for a touchdown that elevated the Bears over the Giants. Some people say he's turned a corner. It's week 9. Let's see some more consistency from you, Caleb. The Jets beat the Browns. They scored 27 points. The Browns scored 20 points. Special teams with a couple special teams returns, a punt return and a touchdown return, sparked the Jets win over the Browns in upset fashion. The Jets defense also had 2 interceptions and playing inspired ball without some of their best players that were just traded away. The Lions and Commanders. The Lions just walloped the Commanders. Obviously, Commanders are not playing at full strength with Jaden Daniels out injured and who's in Marcus Mariota playing in for him. So they're already, handicapped to some point. Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, they took it to him, obviously running trick plays, and Jamison Williams even got a run in there. The Commanders just got walloped by the Lions, and as they should have been. Talk about wallop, and the Seattle Seahawks beat up the the Cardinals. Seattle dominated both sides of the ball. DeMarcus Lawrence, he had 2 sacks and 2 fumble recoveries for touchdowns, which was I saw some meme where he has more touchdowns than a couple receivers in the game, surprisingly, CeeDee Lamb being one of them. That defense is ferocious. They're playing great football. It was the Cardinals. It was Jacoby Brissett, but you play who's in front of you, and you dominate them. The defense plays so good that it just essentially washes away Sam Darnold's putrid play. Outside of that first touchdown pass that he threw on the first play of the game, he looked absolutely horrible in that game. But the defense played well enough to cover for him. So, nobody's really going to say that, but I had to mention how terrible they looked. The Rams beat up on the 49ers, 42-26. Matthew Stafford looking rejuvenated, threw 4 touchdown passes this game, and another game over 300 yards. The Rams collide with Seahawks this weekend, man. That really should be Sunday night's football game, or at least a Monday night contest. Instead, they got us watching the Cowboys and the Raiders on Monday night. That should be a flex game. Can we hire Mavs fans to boo LaFleur off the sidelines? We're going to get to this Green Bay game. Got some fans feathers ruffled over here. The Ravens Over the Vikings, Lamar Jackson returned strong. Defense closed the door late on the Vikings, who's still essentially playing a rookie quarterback, but they got the win nonetheless. The Texans beat the Jaguars. Houston erupted for 24 points to shock Jacksonville behind a backup quarterback in Mills. Shame on the Jacksonville Jaguars for giving up a big win. And the Saints surprised the Panthers. The Saints leaned on a huge game for their rookie Straub to throw a couple touchdown passes and hold the Carolina Panthers just to one score. Sunday night, we saw Justin Herbert carve up the Pittsburgh Steelers, while the Chargers defense did their thing to hold the Steelers defense and your boy Aaron Rodgers hold them to 10 points. Herbert looked good, another good game. Chargers defense had 5 sacks, including the safety that Rodgers took from Khalil Mack. And then to Monday night's game, the champions, Philadelphia Eagles, I mean, they stifled the Green Bay Packers. How else can you put it? The Green Bay Packers and their quarterback, Justin, I can't even think of my man's name, Jordan Love. Jordan Love had some whimsical plays. I can't blame this loss all on Jordan Love. But it was a defensive matchup, one that was good. But Jalen Hurts made a couple more plays. He threw it up for grabs to Devontae Smith, where Jordan Love doesn't have a receiver like Devontae Smith to throw to. He doesn't have a receiver like A.J. Brown to throw to give him more confidence in what he's doing. His receivers dropped some balls that were in their hands. His receivers decided to play defense when the ball was coming and hit him right in the head. That's not all on Jordan Love. Whether it's LaFleur, these guys want to hire they want to hire mad fans to come and boo LaFleur out of the stadium. That's funny. If that really worked, how many fans do you think would be booing all across America? But I don't think you could put everything on Jordan Love. It was 2 bad games in a row. They're still leading their division. They have 3 losses on the season. They tied with the Cowboys. So they lost to the division champs. They tied with the Dallas Cowboys, and they had a couple tough losses to the Browns. They had a couple tough losses. Some in the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers aren't so bad. You got to recognize good when you see it. That's to say that Jordan should be playing better, but I can't put it all on Jordan. He got to get some better. He got to get some help from his receivers. He got to get some help from his quarterback, or his not quarterback coach, but his offensive coach, Matt LaFleur, to put these guys in winning situations. And he hasn't done that every time out. But they have another chance. They're going to get better. We're going to talk about what they have to do to improve here in a sec. This week, we saw Matt Stafford having a great game. Dolphins win. The Seahawks and Lions both post 44 points. The Chargers and the Eagles showcased their defense. That was some good stuff. Tyler Shock for the Saints. Upset the Panthers. Surprise, surprise. Oh, the Giants fired Brian Daboll. Like, Brian Daboll has been hamstrung. They should have fired the GM last season, but for whatever reason, they decided to keep the general manager. For whatever reason, they decided to keep the general manager from last season, who decided to go let Saquon Barkley find a better offer with the promise that he's going to come back and give them an opportunity. Well, idiot, you shouldn't have expected that opportunity for him to come back. And why would you even send your girlfriend to Miami Beach for the weekend talking about, well, let me know if you have a good time or not? You're an idiot. You should have been fired immediately. just like the Dolphins GM got fired and the head coach. I'm not buying. So the story around South Beach is that Mike McDaniel, instead of going straight home after the win, he decided to swing by the local Buffalo Bills bar in Miami, and flexing with his hand out the window, arm out the window down, flaunting and tossing. Dude, you won 3 games this season. What are you high-signing about? Who are you taunting? You won 3 games, dude. And you're probably going to be fired at the end of the year. What the heck are you out here talking about? And high-signing about? You won 1 game halfway through the season. I noticed a pattern with these guys, these front runners, man. It's sickening to see. But that's what the Dolphins, Mike McDaniel should be ashamed of himself. So this past week, I was 10 for 14, making my way, climbing my way back up the mountain. I had Buffalo beating Miami. Of course, they didn't win. I had the Minnesota Vikings beating the Ravens. I thought the Ravens got a big win and were going to have a letdown. I had the Cleveland Browns beating the New York Jets. And I had the Carolina Panthers over the Saints. So the Saints surprised us. The Dolphins surprised us. And the Vikings and Jets surprised us. So, I mean, I have to lose those games. My goodness. 10 out of 14 this past week. For the year, I'm 68%. I'm really bad at I'm really bad at the picks against the spread. I'm 11 for 30 on the year. That's embarrassing, Cam. It really is. Last week I had, as the supremacy rankings last week, I had the Rams, the Seahawks, the Lions, the Bills, and the Colts. Well, obviously the Bills had they can't be there, and to show you guys what I'm seeing, so you guys. I'm not sure if this instills any validity into what I'm seeing, showing this. Does this? If this helps you guys out, you guys can see what I'm seeing. Let me know. Do you even care to see this? But here's all my picks. Again, right here is 60% here toward the bottom of the screen. Here's my AFC supremacy rankings, my NFC supremacy rankings, and then I put them all together in the middle. But I have the Bills, Colts. This was last week, in fact. Bills, Colts, Chiefs, Patriots, Chargers. And I had the Rams, Seahawks, Eagles, Lions, and Packers. And then that was it for this season. Or that was going into last week. That was my supremacy rankings. So here's my picks for this week. I got the Commanders over the Dolphins. I mean, both of these teams are bad. I mean, how are you going to pick that game? That's a bad game for us to send to Berlin. Jets and Patriots. I got the Patriots over the Jets. I got the Panthers over the Falcons. I got the Buffalo Bills over the Buccaneers. I think that's going to be a good game. All my games of the week are highlighted in yellow. Houston over the Titans. I got Chicago over the Vikings. I think that's going to be just a good game, interdivision game. It'll be a good football game. Packers over the Giants by 7 points. That's a lot. But I'm gonna leave that one alone. Bengals versus Steelers. That has the potential to be a good game. Flacco against A-Rod, that has the potential to be a good game. Jaguars over the Chargers over the Jaguars. They owe them something. So going back to Jaguar, they owe them a win there. Seahawks and the Rams. That's the best game of the week. That should be a Monday night game right there. Seahawks and the Rams. That's going to be a slobber knocker right there. 49ers and the Cardinals. That's also going to be a really good football game. 2 mediocre teams. Cardinals are playing to keep their playoff hopes alive. The Ravens and the Browns, that will be a good game for the first half. The Chiefs and the Broncos, I started to have another 5 games of the week, so I just couldn't have 5 of them. It made it watered down my games of the week. But this is a very good game. The Chiefs over the Broncos, very good game. this week. The Broncos are playing to get a stranglehold on the division. The Chiefs obviously are playing to come back and regain life in the division. If the Broncos win, they're likely going to win the division. And the Chargers, if they win, they're going to likely come in second. That leaves the Chiefs out. If the Chiefs lose this game, they're likely going to be out of the playoffs. This is a big game. We haven't seen this type of pressure game from the Chiefs. We haven't seen this type of pressure game for the Chiefs in a long, long time. Not counting, obviously, the Super Bowls. But we haven't seen this kind of pressure game for the Chiefs in a while. This is a big game for them. The Lions and the Eagles, bigger game for the Lions. Still a big game for the Eagles, considering the controversy or the turmoil that's floating around their environment. But this is a bigger game for the Lions. Sunday Night Football will be a good game. I don't see the Lions. I can see the Lions blowing the Eagles out, but I don't see the Eagles blowing the Lions out. And I don't anticipate the Lions to blow the Eagles out. So I think this will be a really good game. The Cowboys and the Raiders. Let your wife know. Make sure your wife knows, or your girlfriend, or your significant other. Make sure they understand that football is on the TV. That they do play Monday Night Football every week, and that is a big game. Gain you some points. Take her out to dinner, because the Cowboys and the Raiders, don't waste your time. All right, that's what you do, though. Get you some points this weekend, fans. Get you some points on Monday night. Make sure she knows that there's a big game coming on Monday night, and then just say, babe, I'd rather take you out to dinner. You'll gain some points that way. That's my picks for the week. So now you can see going into this week what my rankings look like. I have the Colts, the Patriots, can't be denied of what they're doing. The Bills, the Chiefs, and the Broncos. Remember, this can move a lot of different ways if the Broncos beat the Chiefs. But I have the Colts, the Patriots, the Bills, the Chiefs, and the Broncos. In the AFC, that's my top 5 teams. In the NFC, I got the Eagles. They're the champions. The Rams, the Seahawks, the Lions, and the Packers. That didn't change much. Some say I should change the Packers. Who are you going to put in there? You're not going to put the Commanders in there. You're going to put the Bears in there? No, I believe the Packers are better than the Bears. You're going to put the Vikings in there? No, I believe the Packers are better than the Vikings. I'm not sure who else there is to put at number 5 other than the Packers. Because if the Packers get on a win streak, you're in trouble. The Buccaneers are not better than the Green Bay Packers. And I'm just mentioning teams that some people may replace Green Bay with. And I'm telling you, you can't replace Green Bay. So for all the crying and whining that Packer fans are doing, they're still the 4th or 5th best team in the division. When you look at the whole thing, when you shake it out, they're still the 4th or 5th best team in the division, meaning let the season go on. Let the season continue. Let's see how they finish the season, because they're probably going to get better. They're probably going to get better. So as you see, I got the Packers on the top 5 of in the NFC, and in the NFL, the Rams Seahawks. This is going to change. I got the Rams beating the Seahawks this weekend, but they're playing for supremacy of the NFL in this game. The Lions, the Colts, I got the Colts in there twice. I think that should be different, but the Colts in there twice. You'll see an updated form next week. Don't worry about it, fans. I'll get you an updated form next week. But I think that instead of the Colts twice, there probably should be the Bills up there. The Bills had a drop because of their loss to the Dolphins. So the Bills will probably be below the Colts. I mean, that was a blip in the radar. I got the Colts. I don't know the Patriots are the top 5 team in the NFL, so I would probably put the Bills there. I don't know that the Patriots are right there yet. They're climbing. Man, it's so saddening that the Patriots let who many people believe is the greatest quarterback ever. I don't, but many people believe he was the greatest quarterback ever. Let him walk out the door. Let the greatest coach in football walk out the door. And here they are with the new coach and another quarterback ahead of the AFC East. That really hurts. That really hurts. And the Dolphins are still muddling around, gonna replace their head coach, probably should replace their quarterback, and they still can't figure it out since Dan Marino. Since prior to the 2000 New England Patriots, who came out of the locker room holding hands and upset the greatest show on turf. The Dolphins haven't figured out their quarterback scenario since then. Before then. It's a little saddening, fans. It's a little disheartening, saddening. But it does tell me, given an opportunity, man, given an opportunity, I could be an NFL GM. I'm telling you guys, it's not just fluff and bluster. I got a lot of stuff to say, show that I can't be no worse than some of these goons up here getting this job. Fans, diving right into the NBA. What do you guys think about the NBA action, man? NBA action is I know it's early. Now they're having this in-season tournament push on Fridays and Tuesdays to get you all excited about the games coming up. I know it's early in the season. However, what has caught your eye this early in the season? Unfortunately, I just can't go any further to talk about the NBA than the loss we experienced with Lenny Wilkens passing this past week. Lenny Wilkens, if you didn't know, was a Hall of Fame coach and a Hall of Fame player. He was head coach of the Seattle Supersonics when they won the first championship in the city of Seattle. Lenny Wilkens was the head coach. And since then, they've had the Seahawks go to a couple Super Bowls. They had the Storm obviously win several WNBA championships since then. But Lenny Wilkens, man, I remember as a child going to watch the Seattle Sonics play, and him being the head coach. He's always been a pillar of the community since he was a head coach, always fan-friendly. It's not only did Sonics need to come back, but losing Lenny Wilkens was a blow to the city as well. And basketball, he was basketball in Seattle in a lot of ways. What do you guys think about this new All-Star format in the NBA? Do you guys like I think it's a little precursor to what we're going to see in the Olympics, USA versus the world. What you guys' thoughts on that? Does the world it is a shame that we have to manufacture something to get some competition in the game. That is a shame on his face. I get it. I get the frustration. I get the concern, etc. However, since they have to do that, we should have seen USA versus the world a few years ago. And I would agree with some of the guys in my text chat, in my group chat, that say it should be one game, not these boiled down quarters of games. It should just be one full game, and which I agree, but they try to mix it up. But then you get into, if it's one full game, you get into how much should Luka play, how much should Giannis play, how much should Nikola Jokic play, or are they playing to win? I mean, I think the world is going to come play to win, and that's what I think the USA is likely going to underestimate, is that the world is going to come to BTA in the NBA All-Star game. And I think Americans are going to underestimate that, and before they realize what's happening, there's going to be an ambush. That's what I expect to see, but I don't know. How do you guys feel about it? Hit us up in the chat. Let me know how you guys feel about the NBA All-Star game and their new format that they're doing to create some excitement for fans. I mean, they need to do something because unfortunately these guys are just not going to go out there and compete regardless of the money that they're making. They're just not going to get out there and compete, and we've seen it. This past week in the NBA, Luka Doncic continue on his historic start of the season, dropping 38 in the Lakers win recently. Cade Cunningham dropped 46 in Detroit's overtime win a couple weeks ago. Giannis just hit a turnaround jumper over Indiana not too long ago, and Victor Wembanyama led the Spurs, to a 5-0 start, the best in franchise history, even with Tim Duncan and David Robinson in the 5 different times they won a championship. So they're all doing great things. Josh Giddey, of all people, tied Michael Jordan in the Bulls history with back-to-back triple-doubles, believe it or not. Orlando Magic tonight snapped New York Knicks 7-game home win streak. It's NBA basketball is exciting, fans. It is. I know it's early. I know it's early. However, you got some downtime. Tune in. We got Luka grabbing his wrist. Oh my goodness. OKC 57 fans. I'm doing the show. I got the game on. I just look at the score of this game. 57-30 with 3 minutes to go in the first half. This is what I'm saying. 57-30 with 3 minutes to go in the first half. Come on, guys. What are you doing, Lakers? OKC can win this again. OKC can win this title again if they stay focused. I'm sorry. I just have to text somebody to score this game. This whooping that they're putting on them. I mean, I don't block shot. Oh, this is a beatdown. But anyway, how about Grayson Allen exploded for 42 points the other night. He hit 10 threes against the Pelicans. And the Suns aren't as bad as we initially thought they would be, right? I wrote the Suns off. I didn't expect nothing from the Suns this season. But Grayson Allen stepping up, and the Suns are what's their record right now? Let me look it up. The Suns are not as bad as many would have thought coming into the season. I'll put it like that. The Suns are 6-5. They're eighth in the West. They won 3 in a row. What is this? 4 of the last 5. And so the month of December, they're actually balling. And are they up on Dallas? Yeah, they're about to beat Dallas here. They're up 20 on Dallas. Or excuse me, up 11 on Dallas. I take that back. So the Suns have been balling. They're much better than I anticipated, man. And so kudos to them for getting it turned around. Devin Booker is doing some coaching over there. Ryan Dunn is getting some play. Dylan Brooks is a factor. Him playing some defense along with Mark Williams being key for their turnaround. Kudos to the Suns for getting it turned around this year because they're not what I anticipated to be. Anthony Edwards dropped 37 against Utah Jazz in their blowout win. So we have a lot of things happening in the NBA worth watching. The NBA Cup again, group play is heating up. That's going to be decided in early December. I guess they're going to catch people's attention with the early start in December. The tournament, because the tournament was kind of exciting last year. But I think they should really. You guys heard me say this before, but I think the tournament should be all of November. Have your little kickoff games in October, right around Halloween, everybody kick off the season, but then let's jump right into the tournament. Have it be all of November. Top 4 teams head to Vegas. I think that would make it easy for fans to digest. Make it easy. And every other day there's a game. There's not a game that's in the tournament. Stop that. Just make it. It's a 30-point game, fans, before halftime. 30-point game before it's 32-point game. Let me be clear, before halftime. Wow. But yeah, I think the tournament should be all of December. Top 4 teams go to Vegas. And then that kicks the season off. Again, as most of you guys know, well, we record the show every week. I've been recording the show every week now from the Great American Casino here at 14040 Interurban Avenue South in Tukwila, Washington, 98168. They have fantastic happy hour specials. That's what actually drew me to the place. But then they do have some good happy hour meals as well. It is a casino, so they have bonus free play Sunday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Friday and Saturdays, they have 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Qualified players can receive up to $1,000 in free play. They give up 2 winners every hour. This is at the Great American Casino. Again, they allowed me to sit and record in their spot here. Every week, they have bonus free play. Sunday through Thursday, it's 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Friday and Saturday, it's 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Qualified players can receive up to $1,000 in free play. Excuse me. They have 2 winners every hour. Make sure you guys, if you're in the area, come check them out at the Great American Casino, 14040 Interurban Avenue in Tukwila, Washington. Fans, every week I like to, as part of the podcast, I like to talk about some things that impacted America historically that a lot of us just kind of maybe forgot about or never knew about. November 5th, 1968, Shirley Chisholm elected first black woman to Congress. November 6, 1909, James Weldon Johnson and J. Rosamond Johnson composed Lift Every Voice and Sing, affectionately known as the Black National Anthem. November 7th, 1989, Douglas Wilder, elected governor of Virginia, was the first black governor since Reconstruction era. November 8th, 1938, Crystal Bird Fawcett, elected state representative in Pennsylvania, first black woman to hold office, 1938. November 9, 1731, birth of Benjamin Banneker, scientist and inventor, 1731, excuse me. November 10, 1898, Wilmington Massacre, white supremacists overthrow multiracial government in North Carolina. November 11th, 1956, Nat King Cole Show debuts, first black hosted network TV variety show in 1956, Nat King Cole Show. Fans, recently, the Seattle Storm signed Sonia Ramon. Seems like a really cool, personable lady. She wants to have an up-tempo game. She wants to base a lot of her philosophies on relationship based with their players. She wants to be a focused team, a gritty team, a gutsy team. That's the type of team she's hoping to have. But the weird thing about now is that there's no players. They have four players signed in the WNBA or to the Seattle Storm. Not many players are signed to the WNBA because they're anticipating this new collective bargain agreement, which has been kind of quiet to this point. But the Seattle did sign a coach, and they got a coach in place for when things start to break loose. Steph puts 44 on the Spurs as they overcome a triple-double from Wembanyama, huh? And what? From double-doubles. Let me check this out. All right, here we go. This Golden State Warriors, who I was just calling done, they put up 120. They won 125 to 120. Steph Curry put up 46 points in this game. Victor Wembanyama leads the Spurs in points at 31, rebounds at 15, assists at 10. But it also said Castle had one too. Was that accurate? Did I read that right? Stephon Castle, 23 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. This dude is balling, man. This dude, and so I thought I was fearful that De'Aaron Fox was going to take shots from Stephon Castle and minutes from Stephon Castle. Well, Stephon Castle was 9 for 16, and De'Aaron Fox was 4 for 14 in this game. Stephon Castle had the triple-double in 31 minutes. That's straight up balling. So there was 2 of them had triple-doubles tonight, and they still lost to the Warriors. Woo, to the Golden State Warriors. But interesting. What do you guys think about Golden State Warriors? Fans, this week, coming up this week, we got November 15th. We got Test. Are you there? I see you. Are you there? What's up? What you got to say? Chris Eubanks and Conor Benn fight in London on Saturday, November 14th. Most of you guys have heard by now that Tank and Jake has been Tank Davis, Jake Paul has been canceled. I'm not so sure what the surprise was, Jake. And why you cancel now? I'm not surprised about that. And what did that do for your boxers that were been training up for this event? Who knows? Eubank Jr. in London is going to be an excellent fight this weekend. We also have next weekend David Benavidez for Anthony Yard in Riyadh Day. That's going to be in Saudi Arabia. And we're going to have also on the same card is going to be Norman and Haney next week as well. So we got some solid boxing matches on the horizon for all you boxing fans or non-combat sport fans out there. Some real good boxing matches coming up. Which one are you guys most intrigued by? One thing I also like to do, fans, is also leave you guys with a quote. I think I'm a big quote guy. I think leaving with the quote is leaving you guys with the quote is deserving. You guys deserving of a quote each week. So the quote I'm gonna use tonight is I had one already. I don't know what happened to it. I didn't highlight it apparently. The quote I have for tonight is unknown. It's not from a specific author, or I don't know who the author is. I'll say that. Don't be afraid to be different. Be afraid of being the same as everyone else. One more time for those in the back, fans. Don't be afraid to be different. Be afraid of being the same as everyone else. We all have our specialties. We all have our passions. Allow your passion to shine. Allow your passion to highlight who you are, what you're doing, what's going on. Don't be afraid to be different, fans. Don't be afraid of it. Be afraid of being the same as everybody else. Fans, as always, I want to thank you guys for your time tonight. Thank you for tuning in to the Voice of the Fans podcast. I am your man, Cam. You can hit me up all week long on Twitter or X @_Voice of the Fans on Twitter, @_Voice of the Fans on Twitter. I'm on Blue Sky. Hit me up, Cam Buford, I think is my name on Blue Sky. I'm on there. Hit me up if you like, or hit me up on Voice of the Fans on. You can hit a comment under the show. Voice of the Fans on YouTube. Hit me up. Let me know what you think of the show. Let me know some suggestions you got. Anything you're feeling. Are you vibing on the show? Let me know. I'm a man of the people. I take your comments and feedback seriously. Lastly, fans, thank you. Truly, thank you for allowing me to make your voice my choice, or make your choice my voice. Appreciate your time. Thank you for making our voice your choice. Have a good one.